Hey everyone, I thought I'd do a video while I head to take care of the animals at the farm, because it's usually about a 45-minute drive, unless I speed, and then it's less, which I only really do if there's an emergency. I am not a huge speeder, especially on this drive, just because it's so long. And it's kind of my time to like mentally unwind and prepare before I get there. It kind of gives me a chance to, usually like during this time I would like pray and try to work through some stuff. It's kind of therapeutic almost. But today I thought I'd try doing a live on this channel. I'd like to start doing more lives on this channel. It's just really annoying to switch between my horse training channel and this channel. I wish there was an easier way to do it. Can you go sit on your pillow, please? I don't really love you sitting there, dear. But yeah, I thought I'd give a quick life update for everyone that actually follows this channel. This channel I don't really post a lot on, just because, again, it's really hard for me to flip back and forth. Half the time I think I'm on one and I'm on the other, and I'm trying to focus on more of my horse training stuff right now. I was actually going to go live on my horse training channel before we had a pretty horrific accident. It was pretty horrific to me anyway. My dog got stepped on by a horse. It's the first time I've ever had that happen. I don't really entirely know how it happened. She's always with me when I'm at the barn. Never had an issue with it before. Never even been close to being an issue, really. But it was an issue that time. And it's the funny / sad thing is I was literally thinking before it happened I should keep a vet kit in my car. And then that accident happened and I was like, man, I wish I had my vet kit. And granted, mine is a very put together. It's not a professional, it's not made by any vets or anything, it's just what I have on hand to treat emergency situations. But yeah, so Noodle is currently on bed rest. She hates it. Thankfully, despite how gnarly the pictures are, she didn't break anything. She's actually fine. It's literally but a flesh wound, as the meme says. She is on bed rest though for the next like 2 weeks. Reduced physical activity, needs to be kept still. She has a bandage on. She got a bandage changed today. They said it was a really good bandage. We took really good care of it. They did do another bandage today just because of where the injury is. They want to make sure that like it doesn't get infected, everything heals, it doesn't tear from stress or trauma. So she does have one more bandage, and then on Tuesday probably I'll need to make another appointment to have it looked at and see if she needs one more bandage or if she can be naked. And then 14 days from the accident she needs her stitches removed because she did have to have stitches. So yeah, that's kind of the update on Noodle. So until Noodle's feeling better, I probably won't be doing much on this channel, which I haven't been doing much on this channel, but my goal is to do like a video a week from now on, maybe, to continue working on the dog related stuff, because I do love doing the dog stuff, and I actually really want to become a CGC evaluator. I think it's like $120 and you have to pass a test, and I'd like to do that so that I can then be an evaluator. It would be an extra source of income that I could save that income for emergencies like this or helping with rescuing dogs, which I still want to do. But yeah, that's kind of the update. So I would love to hear from my audience what kind of videos you would want to see, because that helps me kind of figure out what is interesting. I know I want to do a video on one video I know I want to do is a video on how to brush a doodle, tips for a first-time doodle owner, because I put in my 2 weeks at PetSmart so that I can do horses full-time, but in my last week and a half, I had like 3 or 4 super matted oodles, poodles, and a flat-coated retriever. As well as the usual. I mean, almost every golden I get has matting. It's pretty rare that the golden have some sort of matting behind the ears or in the butt fluff or in between in the armpits. So I'd like to do some videos maybe on just some oh no! Melanie! We lost Melanie! Like a random gust of wind just pushed me sideways a little bit. That was weird. But yeah. So I want to do a video on like what brushes you should have, what tools you should have, how to brush a doodle, because unfortunately, a lot of people get a doodle and do zero research on how to take care of them, which is why they come in matted and they think they're not matted. I had a woman go, oh, he's not matted, and I proceeded to spend 2 hours, because it was my only dog at the time, 2 hours dematting him. And that's okay, because they don't know better. But once I tell them, they need to do better, right? Once you teach people, they need to do better. And so a lot of people think like just a plain slicker brush is good enough to get everything, to get all the snags and tangles and knots out. And it is a good starting point, but you do have to do other things to ensure that you get every single hair untangled and untangled all the way down to the skin. The biggest issue I see is people get the top layer detangled and they don't detangle the layers underneath, which is the most important, because it's not really the mats up at the top that are scary, it's the mats that are down next to the skin, because that's when you get necrotizing tissue, cut off mats can cut off the circulation and cause necrotizing tissue, which basically just means that the skin turns necrotic and rots away. Which is why I tell people mats both are and aren't serious, right? Because I've had people come in and say, yeah, I know my dog has mats and they only have tangles, and that's the best outcome, right? Because then you can be like, hey, this was just tangles, you know, just brush them, but not bad at all. Because tangles will come out with just a little swipe and you're good. Mats don't come out easily, if at all, and they almost always have to, if they come out with pain. Dematting is very painful for the dog. It's far kinder to shave them and start over. I've done it on many doodles that we rescued. Like, I've rescued several doodles that have come from very bad situations. We had one that was basically feral. They had to rope him to get a rope on him, and he kept biting the rope and had to be kind of drugged to the crate, to be put in a crate, to be put in a car for us to take him, because he basically had never seen people. They just used him to inseminate, and that was it. They didn't take care of him, they didn't interact with him, nothing. And so he had urine and feces matted all the way down to the skin, and so, you know, you have to shave that dog. You can't save that hair. That dog, the kindest thing you can do is, well, the kindest thing you could do is have them be, get them painkillers or sedation and shave them so that they don't even feel it. But when you're a private individual, you can't always do that unless you happen to have painkillers laying on hand at the appropriate dosage, and how many people have that? So you just hold them and shave and do the best you can. And crazy enough, for all the doodles that we've helped rescue and shaved down, we've never nicked one or given them razor burn. And like they're being shaved to the skin, so that's pretty crazy. Because razor burn's pretty, I mean, it happens. It's not good, but it's also not the end of the world when the alternative is matted feces and urine. So but yeah, my goal is hopefully to do like a video a week-ish or so. I don't know, we'll see. Because I would like to do more to help people and teach people who don't know better and get these dogs with no idea of what they are. Like most people, I think if you asked, what is a doodle? There's a ton of people that would say it's a purebred. It's not. And there's a ton of people who would say, oh, well, they're just bred to be companion animals. And the fact is they're not. I mean, golden retrievers were used as hunting dogs, and so were poodles. Neither of those dogs were bred to be couch potatoes. Goldens are known for being kind of neurotic and high energy. And poodles are known for being pretty athletic. And with that athleticism comes a certain level of energy. So people get these puppies thinking that, you know, they're going to be snuggly and cute forever, and they're not. And again, that comes down to wherever they're getting the dog from, the person that's giving, selling, trading, whatever, however they're acquiring these dogs, is not educating the public correctly, whether that's through their own ignorance or simply not caring. In the last few weeks that I worked there, there were just so many badly cared for poodle mixes, and so I feel like if I could make some sort of video for educational purposes to help people with oodles learn how to take care of their dogs, maybe more people would do a better job. Maybe less doodles would be getting a bad rap, because that's the other thing that upsets me is a lot of people are super hateful towards poodle mixes, and there's really no reason for it. Because they're great dogs. I mean, my dog is like the perfect dog. She's got enough energy to come and work with me at the barn all day, but then like today's my birthday. I'm not actually feeling very good. I'm actually headed into work. Normally I wouldn't work today, but I'm just running to do chores and then I'll be back home. But like she can go to the barn and work for 8, 10, 12 hours, or she's happy to stay at home and do nothing. She is the perfect dog. Aside from her current track record with ER visits. She went to the ER on Father's Day for AHDS, and then she went to the ER on Wednesday for being stepped on by a horse. And so our current track record on ER visits isn't great, but other than that, and that's the other thing, she doesn't have any behavioral issues, she doesn't have any like health issues. Hi, can I help you? I'm trying to drive. Can I help you? Noodle Elizabeth. Hi. Could you be any closer? I love you. But yeah, I think doodles get a really bad rap for no reason other than insecure people, really. So I'd like to help people who do find themselves getting these dogs with no idea what they're doing. Because people get doodles, goldens, labs, and they're like, oh, well, they're already a good dog. I don't have to train them. I don't have to work on them. And that's simply not true. But unfortunately, someone out there is peddling this lie. Because where else would they be getting it from? Someone has to be telling them, oh, you don't have to do anything. They'll just automatically be good. And that is not true. Every dog needs training. It's just that when you get a German Shepherd, you assume I'm going to have to do a lot of training for this to be a good dog or they could be dangerous. When you get a Golden Retriever, you assume they're naturally going to be super sweet and affectionate and good, and they're never going to do anything bad. And the fact is, when I've done grooming, I've had far more dangerous, unpredictable, neurotic, reactive Golden Retrievers than any other breed. I've done a lot of different breeds, and without fail, Golden Retrievers are the worst. They're bitey, they're snappy, they're reactive. The Labs are a close third. They're third place because I simply get less Labs. There's not a lot of Labs that come in, but they're also super dodgy, like hit and miss on, like they might bite you, they might not. Without a doubt, Frenchies are the second bitiest. I've been bitten at more by Frenchies probably than Labs. Mostly for nail trims though. Really, once you get past the nail trims, they're generally pretty okay. I've done Pit Bulls, no problem. Staffies, no problem. English Bulldogs, no problem. A Great Dane, no problem, other than just feels like I'm shoeing a horse when I'm doing his nails. Like, those are the top three like bitey breeds, would be the Golden Retriever, Frenchies, and Labs. Like even the Chihuahuas I've done have all been, the Chihuahuas have been fine. And I try to give every single pet parent like advice on how to work on these behaviors so that their next visit is good, right? Like I tell them, I'm like, okay, if you want to work on this so that your dog is not stressed to the max every time they come in the grooming salon, here's some things you can do. Like one person's dog is super reactive to having their toenails clipped, but not bitey yet. And I told her, I said, okay, if you want this training advice, I will give it to you. If you don't want it, tell me to shut up and I'll go away. And I told her, I said, I want you to put your hand on, start at her elbow, click, give her a treat, let go, and then you're going to move down the leg and you're just going to keep clicking and treating, and so that she associates her feet being touched or her leg being touched with food and good things or a toy, whatever is positive to her. And then, you know, you'll work on it until you can hold her paws and she doesn't react. Then work on moving her paw in weird positions as if you were going to trim her nails, but don't trim her nails. Just move her paw in weird positions and continue to click and treat. Once she's not reactive to that, I want you to clip one nail, done. And so I gave her all this advice. Did she take it? Probably not, because it's time consuming. But I try to give everyone advice on how to make the experience as stress-free for them and their dogs as possible. The same is true with all of those matted doodles. I said the same thing. I said, is this your first doodle? And every single one said yes. And so then I give them the advice. I say, here's some product. Have a good slicker, and you need to have a good metal. Everything outside of that is kind of negotiable. You want to use coconut oil, use coconut oil. You want to use chi, use chi. You want to use earth bath, use earth bath. Whatever. You want to use some natural detangler that you made in the kitchen 5 weeks ago, go for it. Just make sure you have a slicker and a metal comb, not a plastic comb. Plastic comb is worthless. Ask me how I know. I did it for a long time and thought it was working until I got a metal comb. And the better your metal comb is, the easier it is too. Because I had a cheap comb from PetSmart and it worked for sure. But the nicer comb that I bought at Resale to the Rescue, so much better. I mean, it's got the wider teeth and then the thinner teeth, and it has made a huge difference in making sure you get every single tangle. But these are things that I had to learn through having my own first doodle that no one told me. The breeder never told me how to take care of her hair. The breeder didn't tell me any training advice, any training recommendations. It was very much like, here's her, I think it was a 1-year health guarantee, here's this, and this, and then she took the money and I took the puppy and that was it. And that's really disappointing because I feel like more people should make an effort to educate. But then also, well, the only other dog I've purchased was my Shepherd. And no one gave advice on how to take care of him. But German Shepherds are easy. They're wash and wear. You wash them, you call it a day. You brush them when they need it, and that's it. To go from a German Shepherd to a Oodle is crazy. The difference in needs. Oh, this is an all-way. I can just go. But anyway, this has been a long and rambling video. I just wanted to update and kind of an expectation, hope for the channel. I'm hoping to do a video on how to really brush and care for your dog, and maybe some troubleshooting for issues with dogs that a lot of people seem to face, or that I see a lot when I was working in the salon. I worked in the salon for about 4, I think I left on my 4th month, and if I had more time in the day I would have stayed because I really loved what I did, but I just don't have enough hours in the days for everything that I want to do. Where you going, bud? Oh, good gravy. That was a crazy turn. I can't believe he made that. Anyway, y'all have a great day. Check out the channel, share the channel, tell me what you want to see, all that jazz. See you next time.